Oh, did it go away now?
Uh, you might have to talk a little slower than normal.
Hmm. Okay.
Skype is filled with hate.
Yeah, I guess we can try to get this out. If it turns out good, then great. If it doesn't turn out good, shit.
Right?
All right. So yeah. So this is kind of like a new way of doing it. We don't have prepared questions anymore because we start out with a question and like with Martin, his last interview with us, we asked the first question and nailed out like the next 10 questions. First of all, thank you for coming on to the Smithcast.
No problem. Thank you for having me. I appreciate
Yep.
it. That's a really cool thing what you guys are doing.
And we like doing it. We haven't gotten any negative reception at all, I don't think.
I don't
Cool.
think so.
But it's just a good way to bring the community together, learn new stuff, and just, you know, strength community. But when I was looking at your Facebook page, I noticed a little article you shared and said angry Ironsmith. I was curious
That's me.
about that. So, but
Yeah. So, I am the angry Ironsmith, and I blame it on the eyebrows.
that
My
makes
focus,
sense.
my focus translates as pissed off. So when I decided I wanted to do it as a job and make money out of it, I was trying to come up with a cool, catchy name, and that one just kept resurfacing over and over again. I was like, all right, man, screw it. Let's just run with it. And, I mean, I've been the Angry Ironsmith now for 4 years.
I was curious about that. I was hoping it wasn't like you like threw a hammer at somebody and said that's an angry Ironsmith.
No, no, it's really counterintuitive. Like I'm a pretty happy person. I love talking and joking around and having fun. And it's just when I get in that zone, the eyebrows come down and
Yep.
everybody asks me why I'm pissed off.
We get that a lot
Believe
too.
me, I get that. I always get told you look mad, you look angry, and it's like, no, this is just how I look, man.
Yeah. And it probably is because of your eyebrows too, because you have the.
Yep.
You should smile more.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah. I would throw a hammer at them for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like I'll smile while I'm stealing your soul, Speedy.
Right?
That always reminds
I
me.
like you.
I really hated that in high school.
Well, the other one ended up turning out to be quite fitting because the other one I used, I stole from Little Nicky.
Yeah.
I will eat your heart.
Yeah.
That's such a good movie.
Mm-hmm. Did you know Quentin Tarantino was in that?
Yeah, he is the crazy
crazy.
dude talking about the end of days.
Yeah, I didn't know that until like maybe 5 years ago.
Oh, really?
I've
Oh,
been watching
man.
that movie since I was a kid.
He's such a goofy looking sumbitch. Like, every
yeah.
time he pops up, you just know who he is.
Yep.
For some reason, I just never made the connection with the makeup and the getup, and just
The chin's the giveaway.
yeah, the chin's the giveaway.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It stretches out like this.
Yeah.
He's got one of those Leno chins.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's like second to
Habsburg
Leno.
jaw, by the way.
A what?
It's called the Habsburg jaw.
They should call it the Kurt Russell.
I like that. I also opt for the Crimson Chin.
The Crimson Chin.
Yes. Oh my God. Such a good reference.
Right?
Good reference.
Too bad that show went to crap.
I know, right? They all do eventually.
They do. They do.
Mm-hmm.
Even SpongeBob.
So disappointing.
I got brain out on that though.
That's what happens when you have a kid.
I've got two.
Yeah.
It was twins, wasn't it?
Yeah, two boys. Yeah, twin boys.
She's a
Double
twin.
trouble.
That's one of the things I was actually kind of upset about when I went and filmed the show. They told us we could bring tools. I used one of my tool slots to bring a picture of my boys because they're my good luck charm. and a little magnet to stick it on the anvil there. And they took a lot of footage of my workstation having that picture there of the boys, and they didn't use one little bit of it in the episode after editing. I was real upset about that.
I wonder if that's like I don't know, maybe they could have seen that as kind of a legal issue or something. Was it ever brought up?
Yeah, I signed paperwork saying that they were allowed to use it, and I'm the one that took the picture, so there's no issue there.
Yeah, so no issue at all.
Mm-mm.
Huh. Dicks.
Yeah, whatever.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
It was a really cool experience. I would do it all over again. It was such a crazy non-stop time. It was absolutely nuts. I mean, we would film for hours. It was crazy.
Yeah, Martin was saying it was quite the experience back there, and
it was really cool.
One of the coolest things that he mentioned was like the group huddle. And you were like, "We're on fucking force and fire."
Yeah, dude. Like, we were all getting psyched up and sitting there getting our microphones put on and everything ready for filming. And I look over and I was like, dudes, we're on fucking Forged in Fire. Like, how awesome is that? And
Right?
And it was just like, holy crap, dude, we're about to walk in and meet the judges for the first time and see the spaces that we're going to be working in and look at all these awesome tools. And it was just like, we were all just starstruck, you know, like we'd all dreamed of being there, but hadn't actually thought of what it was going to be like to be there. It was amazing.
I still can't imagine it, even hearing about it from multiple people, 3 people at this point. But yeah, I can't. The suspense, just not even meeting them until you get in there.
Yeah, well, you know, they their COVID guidelines were really strict, and I had already been vaccinated anyway, but, you know, we all followed the rules, so it was very limited contact. You know, they were very conscious of social distancing and spacing and such. So whereas all the previous seasons would get some one-on-one time and, you know, shake hands and stuff, we didn't get any of that, which I understood, but it definitely was something that I was looking forward to.
That'd be kind of an interesting thing to, like, I don't know, if they don't have to keep it going, it'd be kind of an interesting thing to keep in there where the contestants don't actually meet the judges until the beginning of the competition. That'd just be an extra kind of nerve factor in there.
Oh my god, that made me so anxious.
Yeah.
We were all like kicking our legs and bouncing our feet and stuff, like chewing our lips. It was crazy. We were all just bundles of nerves.
I haven't been pulling out mustache hairs. Yeah. Probably wouldn't have been pulling out as much mustache hairs as I would have during that fucking water quench. Like,
oh man!
They announced that, and my heart fucking sank like a rock. I'm like, what?
Dude, it was insane. It was insane. We walk in, and, you know, we all turn to the right and go to our stations, and every one of us sees that damn fish tank sitting there, full of water, and we knew. We all locked eyes at the same time on each other, and all of our shoulders just dropped. Like, you know, first time ever water quench, and it's my episode. Like, what kind of dumb luck is that? Oh, it was so bad.
Well, the good thing about that one is as soon as they say water quench, I'm just like, okay, well, everyone's going to lose.
Yeah. Like, I would do the competition all over again. I would do the water quench all over again if I had the chance. But, you know, when it came down to the water quench, it wasn't a contest of skill anymore. It was a contest of luck. Yeah. I think Hemker, Eric, I think is his first name. Even his blade, though it lasted through the testing, it still bent. Everybody's blade was broken. Our episode had so many first time things. It was insane. I don't know if they'll do another water quench episode again. At least not for a while.
Not for a while if they do.
It's like you guys were the ultimate guinea pigs.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Pig episode. Totally
so it was, as far as I know, and, you know, people are free to correct me, but as far as I know, it was the only episode thus far where the blades weren't tested by Doug Markida. It is the first episode where all of the blades took damage during testing. It's the first episode where 2 blades shattered on the first strike. It's for, you know, obviously first episode for water quench. I think I set a couple records. I think that I'm the first person to break 2 blades in round 1 and make it to round 2. And I think I've forged the fastest blade of its size, 17 and a half inches in 40 minutes. So there was just back to back to back setting records that whole episode. It was insane.
Yeah, and considering like all the friggin' blades broke, that was, I thought that was really impressive when I was watching that after breaking it twice, it melted in half the first time. And snapped in half trying to fix a wart.
Yeah.
I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah. It was insane. The inside of the forge was covered in flux. And you know, like we all know, flux focuses heat. So I had my blade forged out to shape, and I don't have a lot of big heavy power equipment, so I specialize in forging to shape, where I just hit it with a grinder a little bit and it's good to go. So I was about that stage, and I go to the scrap bin, and they didn't show that either. But I go to the scrap bin to find a tube so I can heat treat it. You know, it disperses the heat better. You don't focus it so much. And when I came back after not finding a tube and go to pull it out, it had melted in half.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And I mean, and I was probably away from the forge for maybe a minute and a half. Like I went and looked, didn't see anything, and came right back, and then that's all it took.
No.
I think that would have been better than what they showed. That would have like built up the suspense to that.
Yes.
You know, just film wise.
Yeah. Eric Hemker also did the same thing. I noticed that he was normalizing his blade and using a tube. And what he had done is take 2 pieces of angle iron and weld them together in a U shape to help disperse the heat that way. And I was trying to mimic what he was doing.
It's pretty ingenious using the angle iron. I wouldn't have thought of that. Like,
yeah, he's a pretty smart kid. I really like Martin. Martin's a very talented smith, and I would love to, you know, compete and collaborate on a project with Martin. But I was really wanting it to be me and Martin or me and Eric, because, you know, the 2 weirdos would have been perfect, you know?
I was really hoping Martin would make it too. I mean,
me too.
It's like, because he's a friend. I really wanted to see him go, you know?
Yeah. The best thing that came out of the show was meeting Martin. He and I have become pretty good friends since then. Like, we talk every few days now, and he's only a couple hours drive from me, so, you know, I plan on going to see him before school starts back up for me in August, and you know, doing something together. That'd be awesome. He's a super cool dude.
Yeah. So I talked about doing a collaboration with him. We were gonna like forge out a knife, and then we were gonna send each other's blades and finish them, and we were gonna put both our stamps on each blade, and
cool.
We were gonna send it back to each other and test it, and it was gonna be just kind of a project collaboration and a video collaboration. But
yeah, people love that
now.
stuff.
He's really busy now. So
yeah. He said that he had just bought a new house and is starting to move, and he's still like 4 months behind on orders, or not behind, but, you know, backlogged.
He's like 4.5 months out. Like, nuts. It's like,
it's good for him, man. He's a fantastic smith.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and God, it's great seeing him get like taken off like that. It's really awesome. Good for you, Martin.
Martin, you're the man. Yeah. We all love you.
Yes, we do.
So you mentioned school starting back up. How long have you been working at school?
Last year, I started in September as the welding instructor at Cookeville High School. So it's been, in August, it'll be about a year. And I love it. It is the coolest thing. I get to teach them the basics of welding, help them prepare for their trade school, the Tennessee College of Applied Technologies. They go right into that after the high school. They graduate there. And for the kids that that don't want to weld as a profession, I give them the option of using their welding skills that I teach them in an artistic and creative way. So we'll make sculptures, or we'll do repairs on stuff around the school, or we'll just, I think the kids, they made a chair, completely functional, reclining, rocking chair out of their scrap T-joints and lap joints and stuff last year, and some chain for the arms. It was really cool. It is the greatest thing ever.
That's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Our high school has a bunch of sculptures around campus from our welding shop.
Cool. Yeah, there are 2 so far. I did an infinity cube last year for a demonstration, and it's in the library. And then we also did a really large steel tree, probably, 40 inches high and maybe 3 feet around, and every student got to make their own little leaf and engrave or stamp their name on it. And then we threw it in the forge and textured it up and welded it onto the tree. It's pretty cool.
Oh, that's cool. Do you ever bring your forging stuff into the shop?
Oh yeah, it's there. As soon as they learn their basics, I teach them how to forge weld, because it explains it in the book. Cool. But we don't have the equipment to do it. So the forge is sitting there at the high school, and we use it all the time, man. It's awesome. It's really cool.
Man, that is really, really cool.
It is.
I had been thinking about doing that for the last 3 years, seeing if I can get a forge set up at our high school, because that was, other than art and band, that was my favorite class.
I would love to one day be the blacksmithing teacher and not the welding instructor. I love my job, and I'm going to tweak it however I want, because I have that freedom. But, it would be cool to have that job title, blacksmith teacher. But you got to go to school for that for 4 years, and I'm not about that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, with the full-time job and then the 2 boys on my own, and I'm opening a shop in Sparta, a city that's close to my home city. I've just got no time for school. It's just that time has passed me over.
Yeah. Moving on to better things, bigger things, broader.
Yep,
horizons.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
And I'll be doing the same thing that I want to do. I just found a way to do it without having to go and get a degree.
Yeah, do it differently. Yep.
Mm-hmm. There's always a workaround, like Dave Baker says.
There's always. And I seem to be pretty good at finding no workarounds.
Yes, you are.
Usually at the friggin' last second, too.
Hey, if that's what it takes, man.
Yeah.
I work pretty well under pressure most of the time. I can be bad about procrastinating and letting things build up, but
Guilty.
In the 11th hour, I knock it all out, and it looks looks pristine.
Yeah.
So, if that's what it takes, that's what it takes.
Yeah, I've had a couple orders that went like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm working on one right now that's been over a year in the process, because it's a massive railing order for a large deck. There are over 300 individual vertical balusters twisted at different intervals. So as they sit next to each other, you can connect the dots with those little twisted sections and get another layer of detail out of the system. It's pretty cool.
That's really cool. I've really been wanting to try my hand at making some awesome railing, some leafy shit, real cereal crap on there.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm deathly afraid of also taking that order.
Experiment with it. Do it at a small scale, and design your things. At least this is how I do it. I design big orders like that in such a way that if there is a mistake, then there's enough leeway that I can trim here at the top or at the bottom and line everything back up. If you go with an organic shape and something not so geometric, there's nothing perfect in nature anyway. Yeah, so sure. all of these flaws in the work become character, And that one
Right,
little
I'm
dent
sure.
that you're worried about is the one thing that they're going to love the most, you know?
Yeah, and I've been told that so many times on projects. It's like I'm kind of nervous about even selling this to you because I really fucking hate how this turned out. And they look at it, and
Right?
oh, and they're just
Yeah,
love.
I mean, for all the other people out there, all you artists and people that make things out of steel, wood, glass, ceramics, cloth, fire, you know, whatever, if you're afraid of doing the thing, just give it a shot and try it. You're
Yeah,
always going to be your own worst critic. You're always going to see all those flaws that you wish you could have fixed, but the person you're making it for is going to see all those little marks, and they'll see all the time that you put into it. So just go out and do it. Just go out and have fun with it and see what happens. I guarantee that you're going to love it, and so are they.
oh yeah. One of the things that she absolutely loves. Um, I don't know if you saw the wands I posted.
I did not, but I will definitely go back and find
Got
it.
a customer introduced me to the style altogether because she just kind of described her best description of it, and I absolutely fell in love with the technique. If you want to call it a technique, it's kind of like slopping around a weld like toothpaste.
Okay.
But I like do like little knobs right here to kind of imitate burls,
Okay.
right there, and I just take my stinger and just in patterns. What sticks and what doesn't,
Right.
and hit it on the wire wheel and get it cleaned up. But it looks friggin' awesome. Love the way that it's
Cool. Yeah, I
uh,
like that. That's a cool technique. I'll have to give that a shot.
but it's just like those orders that come in, like you're saying, take the shot at doing it.
Yeah, always take the shot, man. I mean,
And,
it if you don't win, big deal, you know.
yeah,
But as long as you learn something from it, then it's still a success. And like you could knock it out of the park the first time anyway,
oh
you
yeah.
know. So just give it a shot, man. You know, go out there and try some shit.
I mean, you miss 100% of shots you don't take, right?
Absolutely. And that's one thing I try and drive into my students' heads, you know, like get out there and give it a shot, man. Like, who cares? You're either gonna win or you're gonna fail, but you're gonna learn something and the next time will be better. So that itself is a victory, you know?
Yeah, exactly. They should, a song they should listen to and kind of take to heart. Ace of Spades by Motorhead. You know, whether you win or lose. I can't remember the fucking lyrics. I don't listen to it enough. But that's a good friggin' song. And it has kind of message. Take your friggin' chance and don't give a crap if you win or lose. Just
Yep.
take it.
Just do it. Yep, just do it. Just do the thing.
Do the thing.
I think you're talking about Born to Raise Hell.
Born to Raise Hell?
Yeah. That almost sounded like something that's like Born to Raise Hell.
What would you hope to do on Forge and Fire if you went back on? If and when?
Anything. I would love to do anything. I would really love for them to be like, make your signature blade in 3 hours, you know, because
Yeah.
then I could forge out this massive kukri and just annihilate the competition with it, you know. But you know, I went for a challenge and I definitely got one. I wish that I had handled it a little better or found a workaround so my blade didn't explode into a million pieces.
Yeah.
But, you know, you win some, you lose some.
Oh, yeah. Freaking. Yeah. You win some, you lose some. It's all the same to me.
Right? And that shot that they got of it,
That's the way.
the pieces hitting the ground and exploding, that was insane.
Yeah.
Did you see
I
that
was actually-
slow-mo? Oh, dude.
Yeah. Oh, I was wondering about that. It's like, that's something I've always wondered when they show blades shattering, is if that's like they show it as it happened, or if like
Oh,
you pick
yeah.
up half the blade, throw it at the ground.
No. I knew. After the quench, you know, I go to the grinder and I start profiling it and getting all the scale off of it and trying to find all these surface cracks, and they were just everywhere.
Oh,
And the deeper I got, the more and more cracks I found. So I'm constantly,
oh, no.
and there's a camera guy right here. There's a camera guy underneath my arm watching me grind. And I'm looking at them both the whole time and just like shaking my head because I knew it was going to explode. There was no way. I would have had to weld pieces on either side to keep it from just blowing apart.
Yeah.
And, I wish I had at this point, but I knew that Dave's blade took damage in the same way, and I was hoping that my welds were just better than his. He had more time to thermocycle his blade, and I feel like that's what put him that one step above me. So good on you, Dave.
Yeah, because he had to reforge an entire blade with, I don't remember how long left on the clock. It was like 90 minutes or something like that. No, 90
something.
minutes.
Yeah, I think it was like it was like halfway through. So there were like 90 minutes left, and I got the blade done in 40 minutes, and then started grinding on it.
Yeah.
Still
just even thinking about it, I can't like even imagine just all of that. Like being at the grinder, looking at all those cracks, and there's a guy right here with a camera and a guy right there.
Yeah. Oh man, I mean, Dave, it was insane.
Yeah.
Dave and I were both on the same side, grinders on each side next to each other. And I could see the cracks in his when, he would rotate the blade, the light would glint in such a way. And he and I we'd just step back sometimes, and they didn't show it in the episode, but we'd step back and just like look at each other and just sigh and shrug. Like, what the hell are we going to do?
Oh. I'd be wondering where the next camera is going to pop up.
Oh, yeah. They were everywhere. It's like they did a really good job about not getting behind me so I could, back up without falling over.
Yeah.
But I mean, there had to have been 2 camera guys for each contestant. And they weren't like assigned to us. They would float around because one guy would have the massive lens with the slow motion camera, and then the other guys would have the normal stuff. So like they would just kind of wander back and forth across, and it was nuts, man. There were people moving the entire time.
Good Lord, that's a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, I don't understand how they coordinate it. So like if you're a Forge and Fire camera dude and you're hearing me talk about this, you're a badass. Great job.
Yeah, because you gotta friggin' know what you're gonna be filming and not get run over and not run over people.
And I mean, some of these cameras were like 3 feet long, like big, giant, massive things, and they never took their eye out of the lens. So like they lived in that little box like this, and they still got around where they needed to. It was really cool to watch. I didn't get to watch too much because I was focusing, but
yeah,
what little bits I caught, it was well orchestrated.
I don't think I have the focus for being a camera guy, and I can be my own camera guy.
Just set it on a tripod and call it done.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe set up a little auto tracker thing, but. Yeah, I'd be falling on my face. I'd be breaking cameras. So, camera guys, you guys are like the unspoken of champions of Forge.
Yeah, for sure. You guys are the unseen heroes. We appreciate everything you do. You make us look good.
Without killing anyone.
Right. At least not yet.
Yeah, at least not.
Don't put that out in the universe.
0 workplace accidents? Question mark.
Right.
I imagine some things have happened on that show that we probably will never hear about.
Quite possibly. I mean, seeing what they filmed and how they edited it and what they showed, I mean, I'm sure that there's been all kinds of shit that we'll never know about.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I hope they put, a lot of the stuff they don't put in there in extended edition box sets so we can actually see.
That would be cool.
Looking for the tube.
That would be cool.
That'd be cool. Just extra features and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, because Martin and I, we were joking around with Grady and the judges the whole time. We were having fun. We were trying to put on a good show while also showcasing our skills. Oh, yeah. And I mean, you didn't see any of it, in the episode.
Yeah, because they want it to be. They want to try to show tension between the contestants themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't show that, I don't think, but they definitely showed tension between the contestants and the water.
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, that was the big focus.
Yeah.
You know,
That was
that's
big.
why they gave us clear quench tanks,
Mhm.
so you could hopefully see it explode.
Oh. That'd have been horrifyingly cool to see.
I was dreading it the whole time.
Oh, I bet. I mean, as soon as I would have seen those tanks, I would have.
Oh yeah, we were all pissed.
Said that would have been the time to break into the Doom song.
Oh, the Invader Zim.
Yep.
Doom, 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 doom.
Yep, another very good reference. I like you.
Seriously though, I would have cried. They would have. Yep, I would have cried. The quench tank, the exploding. No, I would have cried. I would have seriously cried. It's just like, this is gonna go to
Yeah, I would.
hell.
I still don't even want to try practicing it yet.
I shudder at the idea.
I'm not ready for something to break in water.
You know, I would definitely give it a shot. You know, just forge something out to be pointy. Don't put too much time in it, and see what you can do.
Yeah, we got some. I think 1095 for water quench, doesn't it? I think so. I'll have to look it up again. But I think 1095.
I'm not sure.
So, sorry, my brain kind of farted. It happens quite often.
I wondered what that smell was.
just the fumes. Is that my phone or yours?
Mine's on silent.
Oh, that was not.
Did you hear that? It could have been mine.
Wow,
That's a good microphone.
We know you make knives because of Forge and Fire and all that. What other things do you do, like as a blacksmith?
My career is mostly blacksmithing, actually.
Okay.
You know, people want to come and make knives and they want to buy the knives, but they don't want to pay the price tag, so I don't make too many of them. I specialize in decorative and architectural stuff, so traditional joinery, you know, sculptures, all kinds of stuff, railings, gates, it just whatever. I don't think that I've told anybody no yet, actually. Even like wire wrapped fairy sculptures, you know, I do whatever I need to pay the bills.
That's kind of where we've been at, is because we really want to get the knives. That was originally our main focus, but I really like doing like jewel crosses and stuff like that.
And I was wanting to branch out into Plinkett stuff, so.
Yeah, Plinkett stuff, and like especially the Plinkett blades.
Yes.
But do you have like a website or anything that you're working
I do.
on?
I do not have a website. As you can tell, I am not the most tech savvy person. So I use Facebook and Instagram to market and advertise.
That's about where we're at.
Yep. Trying to expand.
Yeah.
We just got on Discord. Ow. Whew.
Right on. I use Discord for games and such.
I just got into it from Yama's channel, Metal and Forge, who said I should get our page on there.
Yeah.
What got you into blacksmithing? Like
Books. Books. Like yourself, I can be quite the awkward person, and teenage me was the worst. So I didn't have a lot of friends growing up, but I shared an interest in the same genre of books as my dad and my grandfather, which was, you know, sci-fi and fantasy. So I was reading books way over my head for, you know, most of my childhood, and you know, like Terry Brooks, you know, Tolkien, of course, George Martin, Piers Anthony, like a bunch of old 70s fantasy stuff too. And I always wanted to be the guy who was making the armor and the weapons for all of these heroes. Like, how cool would it be to be the dude who makes the tool for the hero.
Right?
So for years,
while other people are bragging about the hero, you get to be like, I made his armor, I made his sword.
yeah, yep. You see that touch mark right there? That's mine. You know. So for years and years, I read books, and then once I decided it's something I wanted to actually do, I started watching videos and reading how-to books and talking to people locally and figuring out what I could do, and just waited on the tools. And I mean, I waited until I think I was 21 or almost 22, or had turned 22 before I said, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna do it with what I've got." So I went out and I dug a hole in the ground, and I got one of those pumps to pump up your air mattress, the little stomping ones, the little bellows. That was my first bellows. I'd sit there and stomp the hell out of that thing to feed the fire, which was powered by wood. And my first anvil was a 20-pound sledgehammer head sunk into a stump. I just got started with what I had laying around in the shed. You don't need all these fancy tools or a real anvil to get going. So for those of you out there that want to try the thing but don't have the stuff, I guarantee you've got something that you can make do with in the shed.
Yep.
And I've been forging since then. I turned 34 in a couple months, so it's been quite a while.
And the Vikings didn't have much more than just that, something sunk into a stump to beat on and a hole in the ground.
Yeah, and that's why the Vikings, the people of that region, mostly used crucible steel, because they couldn't get a lot of big pieces, but they could find a lot of little pieces and make something out of it.
Yeah, but they couldn't get from India,
Yeah, because there was the Silk Road going through there, and they did occasionally get some things in trade because they moved around so much. The cool thing about that particular region is the way that they developed their steel. They had no idea what they were doing, but they would take trophies or bones from animals or, ancestors or enemies even, and they would throw that in the crucible to strengthen their weapon with the power of this spirit that was instilled in this bone. And what they were actually doing is using the carbon from the bone to impregnate the iron and create steel. That's why their blades were of such better quality than most of the people of that time period.
Oh, that is so freaking metal. I love it.
Isn't it cool? Like I'm gonna put this bear jawbone in this, billet because it's gonna strengthen it, and it actually did. Like, how cool is that?
Right?
It's like one of those few times that spirituality and science run parallel with each other. Yeah, it's really cool. Or intersect, not parallel.
Just as a modern person, I wouldn't occur to me.
That would actually occur to me, but natives use bones for everything.
That's true. Natives use bone for everything.
For everything. Yep.
I mean, shit. I'm native. My people were freaking blacksmiths. Traded with the Chinese.
Oh, yeah? What tribe is your ancestry?
Tlingit.
Oh, cool. I'm Shawnee.
That's really cool.
Yeah, my grandfather, my mom's father, lived on some reservation up in Ohio. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, my family's from Sitka, Alaska.
Wow, that's a long way away. Well, I guess not too far for you.
True. Dude, if I could have afforded it, I would have gone to see a hell yeah in Rammstein in Texas.
That would have been amazing.
Oh my god, right?
To see Rammstein in person, oh my god.
Oh my god, yeah.
That would have been insane.
So much pyro.
Oh yeah.
So much pyro.
Find something that would have rivaled Slayer.
Well, they're all pyrotechnicians. They all have their pyrotechnician's license.
And I love them for it.
Mm-hmm. They're freaking dedicated. It'd be kind of cool to incorporate just that kind of creativity into doing a blacksmithing show. to make it actually exciting, really exciting. I don't know how you do it.
Just pyrotechnics and blacksmithing.
Yeah, just sync up like a couple of dummy forges.
Yeah. That would be cool. Hey man, Blue Man Group uses an anvil and hammer in their music all the time. I've seen them use it a couple times, and I've not seen like a stamp on it or anything, but it is shaped and sounds like my Trenton does. It just rings like a bell. So they've probably got some really old piece that just sings, and they'll smack it on the heel and the horn and everything, and get different tones out of it. It's pretty cool.
I've always loved that group, like since I was a kid too.
Yeah, they're amazing. I love it.
Like they can play any song on anything.
Yep.
I really want to see them dress up as Andorians.
the Andorian group.
Well, Andorians are blue, so it wouldn't be too much of a stretch.
Yeah.
The only thing they'd have to worry about is the antennas.
So, what book, like, any specific books that got you, like, inspired you to start smithing? Like Lord of the Rings or...
Lord of the Rings, of course. You know, Tolkien is a master of his craft, you know, and a lot of people don't like the way that he writes, but the way that he describes things just pulls me in. So, you know, hearing about the elves forging and Celebrimbor and stuff doing all his things, it was like... You know, it opened up a whole new world for me. And then, you know, teenage years, I was reading the Game of Thrones series as they were coming out. And, you know, hearing about the armor, which is not nearly as detailed in the show as it is in the book. Renly is the armor that I remember the most. His armor was green. They figured out how to tint the steel in such a way without paint that it would hold color. His armor was green, trimmed in gold. He had a really big gorget to cover his neck so he wouldn't get his head chopped off. You know, his helmet was decorated in large golden stag horns. And reading that, and how he needed help getting the armor on, and describing all these little individual pieces and how they connected and fit underneath each other and articulated and moved. That's what did it for me, man. It was just an insane thing, and I wanted to be the guy to make it. I wanted to be the dude who knew how to get all these pieces to work copacetically, you know, all in one package. It was amazing.
Oh no, I totally get that. It was a series of Inheritance that did it for me. The Aragon series.
Yeah, I haven't read that one. I've seen the one movie they did, and I would read the books, but I won't watch any of those movies.
Oh God, don't. They cut out so many important parts. It's horrible. And what they did to...
They always do.
Yeah.
What they did to Morzan's blade, the book, it was described so beautifully, and they made it look like that. Just terrible, cheap, terrible horribleness.
Yeah, it looked like plastic.
Thank you.
It looked plastic.
No, they messed up with the whole movie. They only got 2 characters right. They did great with Rom, and they did great with Morzan. Or not Morzan, Durza.
Yeah, that guy was creepy.
I remember that, considering I called Rumpelstiltskin Durza forever.
Yeah, that's true.
I can see that. I mean, I can see how he would resemble a Rumpelstiltskin character.
Oh my God, and he made an amazing Rumple. I'm really picky with my Rumples, but he was a good Rumple.
Yeah, Robert Carlyle. He did Rumpelstiltskin once upon.
I have not watched a lot of that. I started it, but I don't have a lot of time for TV these days, so I just kind of put on something for background noise while I'm cleaning the house or getting the kids ready for bed or cooking dinner or something, but I can't tell you the last time I sat down and watched a movie or a TV show.
Without falling asleep?
Yes. Yeah, dude. Well, I mean, I'm over 30 and I'm a dad. It's a requirement to fall asleep as soon as you sit on the couch. That's just what we do now.
Yep.
Yep.
And we got to say that we're not falling asleep.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, of course we're not falling asleep. We're watching whatever it is we're watching. We're just taking a break and letting our eyes rest.
Yep.
Oh God, I flashed right back to dealing with my grandparents. Grandma, honey, you're falling asleep. I'm just resting my eyes.
Yep, just resting my eyes. You wanted to see some things, right? I have a couple things I can show.
Yeah, that's something I've been also trying to get better at, is make sure our guests have something to show off, or if they have something like they're selling. Is
Right.
something that Trent and Ty got on me about. He's like, always, if they have something to sell, put it on, or something like that. That's a.
He's a pretty cool guy. I've had a couple very short conversations with Trent and Ty, and he always is really helpful, really easy to talk to, really easy to approach, and I've always appreciated that about him. You know, for somebody who has his level of notoriety and as busy as he is, he still seems to make time for that kind of stuff. So that was really cool.
Good.
This is the first blade that I made, start to finish. Hand forged, 5160.
Very nice.
Little bit of file work there. Some Bacote handle material right there. And it's got, I don't know if you can see that. It's got my touch mark and also my mentor's. So this one is mine, and this one is Lee Oates, my bladesmithing mentor. He's a really well-known local dude. I think he's been smithing now for, I want to say 35 or 36 years. I hope he doesn't crucify me for getting that wrong. But he's a really good old fellow, and I really enjoy, hanging out and working with him and getting stuff done. This is my most recent work in progress.
Oh,
big giant kukri. So this started off as 7/8 inch thick, a 14-inch piece of 7/8 thick leaf spring, and I stretched it all out by hand just over 26 inches before grinding, and I did it all by hand.
How long did that take?
Well, yeah. Yeah. It took a minute.
Macedonian sauce?
I lost. I think I worked for 8 hours on it, forging it out that day, and I lost 10 pounds. I lost 10 pounds in one day. And I was drinking water like crazy too, and I just sweating it all out. You know, the Tennessee heat, man, it'll do it to you. But this thing, it's probably 80% there. I've got some more grinding to do, heat treat, and then obviously the scales. I'm probably going to put some kind of micarta on it, nice and tough. And this is the kind of stuff. These flowers. Oh, yeah. Are my best sellers. I make so many of these flowers, it's not even funny.
Now, can people get a hold of you like this through social media, or do you have those on Etsy or anything?
No, social media. Okay. I don't have an Etsy thing quite yet. I need to hire a PA for my life. Help me organize everything, because I'm bad at it.
Definitely know what you mean.
Yeah. But, I'm pretty well known in my area. I post all the time. I talk to everybody about it. I go to local meetings with local business owners and other entrepreneurs and network that way. So I keep my hands in as many pockets as I can, just in case something doesn't work out. There's something else that will pick up the slack there. Streams make rivers. So I'm always trying to figure out what way I can work blacksmithing or welding or metalwork in general into what this particular person is trying to do, and that's done pretty well. I mean, I've made signs for local restaurants, logos for, another different restaurant, railings, door handles, kitchenware, all kinds of stuff. I don't tell people no. I go cheesy with it because I love being a cheese ball. And I tell people that the only limit is your imagination. And it really is. Like with steel, once it heats up, it moves around like clay and Play-Doh. So we can literally shape it to anything we want.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the only thing I have actually turned down was the railing job.
Yeah.
That's beyond my that's even beyond my tooling.
Yeah, tooling is a big thing, man.
Now I lost what I was saying. I'm just brain fart.
I'm sorry.
It's my brain that did it.
It'll buff out. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it just needs to buffer.
He just needs his bell rang one good time. That's what it is. Go grab that hammer.
Yeah, I was gonna say, where's the thought hammer?
I would say Olympic somewhere in generally that direction.
Is there so if there's a remember me hammer, is there a forget me hammer?
Oh yeah.
Remember me would be Olympic. I would say the forget me hammer would be Toto Sai.
Okay. If you couldn't tell, we name our hammers.
Yes.
I like it. I just go with that one or that one. That's what I call it. Or the big one. I've got a really good 4.5 pound rounding hammer that I just love. So it's grab me that one or grab the big one.
I've had to go more along those lines of naming the hammers too, since we got your brother in here helping.
Yeah.
He didn't know what anything is when he first started out here, like a month and a half, 2 months, no, months ago. 2 months. Wow. Already?
It's nice having a helper, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah. That's one thing that I need to realize is that takes stress off of me in the shop.
Yes,
Get things done.
Some of it.
Some of it.
So like you don't have to worry about swinging the hammer so much anymore, but now you have to worry about teaching somebody the right way, and taking into account their accuracies and their schedule and stuff like that. So it's a trade-off. I can't wait until my kids are old enough to be my apprentices. They just turned 6 in April, so I've got a couple more years, but we're getting there. And right now they're interested. They love it. They love watching me work. I take them to the shop with me all the time and show them how to do things. I just can't let them try too much yet. Yeah,
that's how we are with our kid. We'll let him swing a hammer a few times and maybe hold the tongs while I swing a hammer or something.
Yeah,
and
awesome.
That's
good job.
Told him when he's 13 he's gonna go forge his own knife though.
Cool.
Because he wanted to know when he's going to get a knife. I told him when he's 13, but he has to make it.
I like it. That's a good way to do it.
He'll probably have the thing all his life, too.
Yeah, I mean, if he makes it right, as long as he doesn't quench it in water.
As long as he doesn't quench it in water.
I was expecting so much kickback from that, and my smithing buddies poked a little bit of fun, but for the most part, the blacksmithing community, we're all on the same page. We're all thinking like, what the hell were they thinking? So I mean, it shattered, and I'm thinking to myself in that moment, shit, and then I get ready to fly back home, and I'm like, man, I'm never gonna hear the end of this. It's been pretty good though so far. My local community has been nothing but welcoming and showing pride and stuff. So it lessened the blow for sure.
That's really awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And especially just and I don't know how. What's the population?
I think
a small community. Or?
I think Cookeville. I think we've got like 35 or 45,000 people.
Okay, so it's about the same as Battleground where we're at.
Yeah, I mean we're the biggest hub around, so we get a lot of people from neighboring counties that come into Cookeville because we're so much more developed than the surrounding counties. But as far as like the actual population, I think it's 35 or 45,000 people.
Okay. Blah. There's the awkward coming out. This is going a lot better than last few.
Hey man, I mean it helps out when you got some like-minded people,
Yeah,
like,
that does.
I'm definitely not normal.
Where's the fun in that?
Right? All the best people are weirdos, man. I love weirdos. That I tell my kids all the time, you guys are my favorite weirdos. And I love it when they come to me and say it back. It's the best.
That is so cute.
Isn't it? You're my favorite weirdo, Dad. It's like, oh, my heart.
So much Louis.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah.
To be fair, ours is only a couple years older.
When?
His favorite thing lately has been telling me I'm weird like Weird Al.
Yeah, you're weird like Weird Al. That's has been his latest one.
That is a really good compliment.
And she's
Right?
like,
Yeah.
thank you.
Okay.
I love Weird Al.
Cool. I'm on the Weird Al level.
Right? I'd love to be that way. Maybe that should be my goal, is just to be a little bit weirder.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, you could always go more weird. Always.
Yeah.
Yeah, ramp it up, man.
So I think I might go for that, though. Because I usually keep my weird on the... I usually keep everything just, down there. Maybe it's just...
Well, like, you don't want to blend into the woodwork, I mean, there are so many blacksmiths, especially in my area. You've got to stand out somehow. Everybody's, super stiff or, for me, like a super Southern, good old boy or something, the only reason I've made it this far and I'm as well known as I am is because I'm just so different than everybody else. That's a great thing.
Nah, I get that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, my hair's up in my hat, but like it's green and blue. Like, there's no way I'd look like anybody else around me.
It's pretty much the same here. Even the way I dress, which is
you still stick out. You still stick out in this town.
I am really digging the Devil's Blacksmith shirt. That is fantastic. Oh, those guys are so great at everything. It's insane.
I won this shirt off of John Switzer's channel.
That's cool.
Black Bear Forge.
Isn't that piece that's on your shirt, isn't that a replica of Notre Dame? Some piece on Notre Dame they were doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, those guys are amazing. The forge welding bundles and how they get everything set up is so awesome. And all their tools for all their different impressions and things.
Yeah.
Man, just to spend a day in that shop, that would be heaven.
Yeah, it would be insane. I honestly don't know if I would get any work done because I'd just be,
I would want to use everything. I'd have all the tools and all the punches set out on a tray and have no idea what to use first.
Yeah, exactly. That'd be my
like
problem.
A kid in a candy shop.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Don't
Just
know
ADHD brain everywhere. It's just
Me in a bead store. I said me in a bead store.
It's like a native in a bead store.
Oh, I was all over the damn place. It was really fun. But yeah, that's how it'd be, like a native in a bead store.
Yeah.
And I was excited, like a 12-year-old going and grabbing this bead, that bead. Oh my god, they're so pretty.
Yeah, treasure. That goblin brain, just takes over. It's like, ooh, shiny.
Right? Yeah.
Oh, that's dragon brain.
Dragon brain. For me, it's a leopard brain.
Right? Gotta get my horde together.
Yes.
Get the smell gone.
I prefer Maleficent. To be fair, she did hoard silver.
That'd be a horde I can find. After all the other words, I could use that word. That's one thing that keeps friggin' distracted. I wish we could friggin'
The flies?
Yeah.
The infernal winged insects?
Yeah, because every time a fly lands on me, it interrupts my thought.
Well, I mean, so I'm opening up a shop in Sparta, Tennessee. I'm going to call it the Iron Will Gallery.
Okay.
It's going to be an art gallery in the front, and of course my personal workspace. But it's also going to be a maker space. So here in Cookeville, we have TTU, which has a satellite campus close by that teaches people the crafts. It's called the Appalachian Center for Craft. I think that's right. And they teach people blacksmithing, glass, wood, ceramics, fiber, anything. If you can make it with your hands, you can probably get a degree in it through that place. The bad thing is when these students graduate, they have to pay hundreds and hundreds of dollars just to take a weekend class at this place now that they've graduated. They don't have access to it like they used to. So my makerspace is going to be for people like that. I'll have the majority of the tools needed. I'll have all the tools needed for metal and wood. And then I've got tools for glass and ceramic and fiber already coming in. And so they come in, rent a booth, use all the tools. They can choose to display their art in the art gallery in the front. It will help them advertise through social media to help sell it and make a name for themselves. Or they can just take it home and do whatever they want with it. But I'm really looking forward to getting that going, hopefully by the end of the year, so I can, start giving back to the community and also, like make some money at it, and I won't have to work so hard anymore. But that's where all my focus is right now that the show's over. I've got a huge amount of time to deal with and get it operating. So that's where all my focus is at the moment, and I can't wait. It's going to be amazing.
I don't know, what sort of time frame are you looking at on getting that started?
I'm hoping by the end of the year, latest next spring. The insurance, I think, is going to kill me. Yeah, it's going to be really cool. It's located in the downtown area of Sparta. Sidewalks everywhere. I'm right on the square. They've got a lot of really cool boutique shops already, and microbreweries, and farm to table kind of restaurants and stuff. So I definitely fit the vibe, and I'm hoping that all that foot traffic and stuff that's already there will help out with that, and I can bring more to it.
Yeah, well, I think that's really friggin' cool and really friggin' unique, and it fills a really, really niche gap. I think it'll do really well.
Yeah, for sure. Because there's so many artists around here, but they've got nowhere to go. Well, there's for the conventional arts like illustration and painting and stuff like that. There are places locally you can go, but for crafts and stuff, there's not really anything for those poor people.
Sorry, and you caught my attention.
Yeah. Her brother-in-law came in a second ago. It was really distracting.
Brother-in-law came in, and the cat decided to pop out and say hello.
Yep.
Hey, it's cool, man. Life gets in the way. It does whatever it wants. Yeah, man. No pressure. There's no pressure here. We're just friends hanging out talking about some shit. That's what's going on. It's what we're doing.
And that's the thing. I want to get more of these going so I can get used to that. Because kind of a shut-in.
Me too, man. I work, and then I come home, and I'll eat something, and then I'll go back to work. It just, that's all I do is I work and take care of the boys. Got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Yep. That was close.
Yeah. Good knee catch.
Gotta have quick reflexes when you have a child who's a daredevil from day one.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Mine like to do two different things. One will go towards the fire, and the other one goes towards the cliff. So I'm constantly chasing them around trying to figure out who's doing what. It's insane. I mean, they're to the age now where they're like climbing on top of the couch and body slamming each other and stuff. It's like, man,
Like you realize.
Yeah, it's like you realize it's just me here, right? Like, come on, go eat your dinner.
Oh goodness, that was me and my twin brother.
Yeah.
Yep.
Man, twins are crazy. Twins are absolutely crazy. Lucky for me, they're fraternal, so they look nothing alike. But in that same bit, they are exact opposites. One is like real sweet and quiet and wants to love on you, and the other one is loud and rambunctious and just wants to do everything right now.
That
Constantly
actually,
being pulled in two directions.
Sounds about right.
that actually sounds about right. My brother was the
Yeah.
quiet one, and I was the rambunctious one who did everything.
I can see that.
Few crashing and was a burn. Few years of crashing and burning.
Crashing, burning, skidding, tumbling.
Yeah, I mean, my grandparents had an extra nightmare. We played WWE all the time, and they could not get us to stop.
My boys come by it honestly. I wrestled from 8th grade all the way, no, 6th grade all the way up through high school. And then I was a pro wrestler for like 7 years through high school and after. And then I was a cage fighter for a couple years after that. So, I mean,
Right on.
it's just in my DNA, you know, and the boys got it. And they're just always trying to do something stupid.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
Oh, to be
Oh,
a kid again.
Yes and no.
I just want my knees and my back to stop hurting, man. Like, that's what I
Yes.
want.
Yeah, I think that's another thing about hitting 30.
Oh, man. 30 wasn't so bad, but these last few years, man, they've got me hard.
Can't wait to get old.
See, you both are scaring me. I'm not there yet.
Oh, don't worry. You'll get there. Some of us get there at different points, but we all get there.
You'll probably get there a lot later because you do yoga.
Yes, I do.
That will help out a bunch, for sure.
Well, I got hit by a car 4 years ago. It helps me manage the pain.
Oh, shit.
Thankfully, it was only a little parking lot dealie. Like, lady missed a stop sign and got me and messed up the wheel on my bike. Like,
Damn.
I literally got up after coming to, got up, and I put my bike on my shoulder and walked away.
Damn. You're
And
a
then-
badass.
People are like, do you want us to call the cops? Do you want us to call the cops?
This is my favorite
And
part.
I don't even remember this. My adrenaline was going so bad, but apparently I looked over at the people and snapped, fuck off! Mind your own fucking business! I was walking, there was no reason to call the cops. Pretty sure the poor lady was more traumatized than me.
Yeah. I think so. She was the one that was freaking out. You were all calm.
It's like, I just need a new wheel for my bike, that's it. My bike is steel.
Humans calm.
Yeah, just went to the hospital and they're like, yeah, you got a couple injuries, but no bones are broken, it's just muscular. And bruised bones.
Damn. You got lucky.
Yes, I did.
Sure.
Especially since, you were watching.
Yeah.
He was behind me. He saw the whole thing.
Yeah, I was behind her, and our son was in the bike trailer behind me.
Oh,
So-
shit.
If he saw it.
Well, I mean, I hate to say it, but I'm glad that you were in front and not them.
Yes!
Yeah.
I would rather it happen to me instead of him and the little one. That, oh my god, that would have been a nightmare.
Yeah, that would have been awful.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, don't even think about that. We've had enough
No.
shit this week.
Hi, Annie. Can't decide. Little tiny forge cat.
You got 2 Forge cats. Oh, now I remember. I did have a question about the shop you wrote. In Sparto?
Yeah.
Yes.
We don't have any cool names like that around here.
Oh, come on.
Except for Mountain,
I was going to say, we're from a town that's literally called Battleground.
where bad never happened.
Yep.
But, have you seen they could, rent booths? Is that, like, can rent that booth to keep working, or is it, like come in hourly type deal? Or...
I think the way that I'm going to have, depending on how busy it is, we'll have to schedule days that you're going to come in and use the booth. That way I can get a bunch of people using it, because it'll be an empty booth, and you just gather whatever tools you need, take it over to your workspace. That way, the glass dude can use the same booth as the ceramics guy when he's not there, and vice versa.
Could probably do on like a membership basis kind of thing.
Yeah. So depending on how deep they want to get into it, they can they'll have some choices. They can just come in and use the space and then leave, or they can come in and use the space and display their stuff in front. And they could also, for a little bit extra, because man hours, they can we can also help them advertise. And then I will do an artist highlight every week to highlight somebody, not myself, that's in the shop doing stuff. That way, it helps everybody get out there, because a lot of us artists are shut-ins. We just want to do our thing and then go home and have a beer. We don't want to worry about editing videos or, talking to a bunch of people online or making all these posts on our social medias. We just want to do our thing and be done with it. So that's where, those people need help, because if they want to make a living doing this thing that they love, they can't be a shut-in. You have to be out there. You have to talk to people. And if they don't want to do it for a price, we'll help them do it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, really I think so too. Because I'm terrible at it. I'm so bad at it. Like, I've got some friends that kind of lead me along the way, and have shown me how to do certain things. But man, it's a skill that we don't pursue, so it's one that never gets built. And
it's kind of like you got to put as much time and concentration in like video, and actually more concentration in getting
more,
than doing the actual work.
Yep, absolutely.
What was it? Roy from Christ Centered was saying like 20% of the work he does for Christ Centered is the forging, and the other 80% is like all the like networking and advertising. And
absolutely.
all that crap.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'd say mine is probably, 60-40 or something. I'm talking to people all the time, trying to, make these relationships with people, or finding something that I need and don't make myself that some other local person does, like City Girl soaps. I contacted this person after meeting them at a local entrepreneur meeting, and my hands are always dirty, as you know. Like, it takes a lot to get our hands clean at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And so I was washing my hands so much, and especially with COVID, having to wash our hands even more, and all the sanitizer and stuff, it's bad for your skin. So like my fingers were cracking and drying up and bleeding everywhere, and I couldn't work. So I contacted this lady, Simone is her name, and was like, hey, this is what I do. I needed a really tough soap. This is what I use, and this is what doesn't work. So she made a completely new recipe just for me, and now I won't use any other soap besides hers. And as soon as I get my shop open, she's going to have her own little space to display her wares, and I'll use her as my first, artist highlight for the week. And keep plugging her, because she does amazing stuff. She's using natural oils and all these soaps and pumice and stuff, so it actually keeps your hands clean. It's amazing, and we need more people like that. She needs the work, and I need her product. And when I advertise for her and help her out with that, it's advertising for her and also for myself. So it's a win-win. The hardest thing about it is just getting out there and talking to people.
Yeah. That's the thing I have a hard time with, is talking to people.
Hey, man, it's just like we were saying earlier. Just do the thing.
Yeah, just do the thing. Exactly.
Just do the thing. Like a buddy of mine was like, hey, Forge and Fire's doing casting calls. So I was like, oh, all right, man, I'll do the thing. And sent the lady an email, and next thing you know, I'm on the show. So, I mean, you never know where it's going to lead you.
Yeah. That's the thing I just need to do, too, is just sign up.
Yeah,
keep thinking about it. I keep getting told to do it.
Yeah, for sure. It's an amazing experience, even if you don't win. Like,
Yeah.
Considering how many blacksmiths are in the country, and how many people try out, even if you don't win, you still got on the show.
You still got on.
Because
Yep, exactly.
yeah, because
And that's a
part
win.
of the and that's a win. Part of the vetting process is you have to show pieces that you've worked on, pieces that you've made, so they can know that you actually know what you're talking about, and you're not going to get up there and just completely flake,
Yeah.
So, you have to show some skill before you even set foot on the set. So if you get there, you won already. You just may not walk away with 10 grand.
Yeah. You get there, you win.
Mm-hmm. You get there, you win.
Really, the experience from it that matters.
Yeah, absolutely. And you meet all kinds of cool people too. Not only will you meet the judges and, sans COVID, hang out and pick their brain a little bit, but you also meet some really cool craftsmen in your competitors along the way. And, Martin and I are pretty good friends. I think he actually forged a blade for me, and it's on its way here. And I plan on doing the same for him.
All right, and was that one of the Skinners you finished up recently?
I think so. One of the most recent ones that he put out on his social media, I think, is mine.
Okay, I'm pretty sure I saw it.
I think so. It's got, I think it has a bone bolster up in front of the handle there.
Okay.
If I'm correct. I might be wrong. Sorry, Martin.
I'm pretty sure I might have seen it. Sorry, Martin.
Love you, buddy.
He makes really good knives.
He does.
I don't know
He's
if
very
he's wielding it, but he's I don't know. I'm gonna have to get one from him one day.
Yeah, absolutely. I would recommend it. He knows what he's doing. He makes really good stuff. He's making a lot of knives for a local martial arts group, I think. Mm-hmm. And those guys are just abusing the hell out of them. And nobody's brought any back. So that's a pretty good sign.
Constantly being tested. So there you go, right there. Like, Martin should get a video of that as a review for his blades. You should do that, Martin. Get a video of them practicing with your blades.
You should definitely do that, Martin. Get some videos of them practicing, going through their motions and stuff with those weapons, because that would be a tremendous thing for you.
And I'll be looking at like a year-long backlog.
Right? Backlog is actually a terrible way to do things. Jason Knight lives in East Tennessee, and I was fortunate to be in on one of his, Zoom meetings, conference calls, whatever.
Yeah.
And he said he told the story about one day he realized that he was like 7 or 11 years backlogged, and there was no way that he was going to be able to make it. Right? No way. So he took care of all that, completely got rid of all those orders that were just sitting there hovering over his head. And the way that he does things now is he'll take it month by month. He'll post weekly updates on the things that he's making. And then on all of those posts, he'll tell you what the drop date is, what the finish date of all these items are. So as you're watching him go through and build these things at different phases of, construction, you're getting hyped up for it. You're like, I want that knife right there, especially after he put that handle material on it. So as soon as it drops, I'm going to snatch it up. So now he's getting to make the things that he wants, which are going to be better constructed because he cares about what he's doing. He's not making this thing he doesn't want to make. He's making this thing because he wants to. So it's got his maximum amount of skill and effort going into it, which makes a better weapon. So at the end of it, when it finally does drop, people snatch it up for sometimes 2 or 3 times what it would normally sell for if they had just ordered it and like he used to do. Yeah, so it takes a bunch of stress out,
And it probably makes him more money too.
And it makes him more money. And it keeps his social media sites going constantly, so there's no dead periods. He figured out a really good way to do it, and I'm trying to mimic that as well. I've got a couple
Yeah.
big orders that I'm finishing up, and then I'll take orders for like some flowers or something here or there. But I'm not going to take too many orders on, sets of knives or however many. I'm just going to make what I want and sell it as I get it done. And hopefully, that'll work out well for me. I plan on having a YouTube channel as well, so you can watch me make these things and watch me make a fool out of myself as I go about it. So to try and get another income stream coming in,
Yeah, and that's a hard one to get too.
It is, because like I don't want to make a bunch of production things. I don't want to sit at a hammer all day making a million of these things. I want to make this cool, weird, zany thing that everyone's going to enjoy watch being built. And then sell it when I'm done with it, because I'm going to love it. It's going to be a better quality product. Know, I would be stupid not to do it that way.
Yeah, it's really good that you mentioned that, because I've been doing it like the other way. I got to get make a list of a few things and make a certain number of items.
Yeah,
each
try
of those
it.
Things. And
that's
the way I've been doing it, but it's really easy to get bored and then procrastinate.
It is really easy to get bored, and I find that I get bored when I'm making things that I don't want to make. If I've got a million, butter knives or these freaking railings, over 300 of these damn balusters, and I'm doing the best I can because it's going to be installed in this person's deck until it, rots. So they have to look good, but man, twisting a bunch of half-inch square stock all day is the most boring thing you can do in a forge.
Yeah, that's one of the things we started out doing when we got started with this is just twisting a bunch of square stock.
And twists are great. They're beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Executed correctly, with the right heat, within the right force put here. They are a beautiful work of art, but like doing so many of them, because they're all at least in my project, they're all at different heights and stuff. And some balusters will have 3 or 4 different twists in it. So, I've probably done, over 1,000 individual twists just on this one job.
Damn.
Yeah, it's insane.
My brain's doing that a lot lately.
Yeah, well, we've been stressed lately, so.
Yeah, that's true. And it has been a tough week.
It'll do it to you.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels like it's been like 2 weeks. But, yeah. Gucci finally passed on Sunday.
She did?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I know that you guys kind of saw that coming, but it doesn't make it any easier.
Oh, no, not at all.
I'm just glad she's not suffering anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she's red and blue brindle. She was from a breeder. So her particular species, I guess, was bred so much that eventually they just kind of developed this gene, I guess, where they end up developing cancer, and like by the time they're like 10 at least. And you're supposed to give them this medication, but this medication will like kill their liver by the time they're 10.
Damn.
So it's just, what do you do with that?
There's not anything you can do. Just enjoy the time you got.
Exactly, and that's what we did. Enjoy the time we had left with her, and made sure she was as comfortable as possible.
Did you cremate her?
Yes.
Yeah. Got her right there over on our on the desk.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, if you ever do any crucible, you should throw a little pinch in there.
That is something that I was actually thinking about while we were talking about Vikings doing their crucible steel. I'm like, You mentioned bones,
Yep.
and I'm like, And that's actually something that'd be kind of a cool niche is making knives like that from cremated pets Like you see these companies that like will make like a diamond from your pet's ashes or something, or like a bulb type deal.
What you could do is practice your hamon technique, and then as you go and clay back the blade, put a little sprinkling in the clay of the pet's ashes, and you end up with a really nice knife and a cool hamon to look at. Because hamon is, I mean, characteristic. Technically, it's just like water, clay, and some ashes from the fire. That's all it is.
Yeah. That'd be really cool idea.
Yeah, and people would eat it up too. Like, not only from a capitalist standpoint to make money, but like, that's something that they're going to cherish and love until they die.
Exactly. The thought had crossed my mind to like do that and make pet-themed knives, like do a hand burn image on the leather sheath of something with a
that would be pretty cool.
Maybe a laser burning.
Yeah, laser engrave. That would be pretty easy to do. There's got to be someone around you that has one of those machines.
Oh yeah, there is. I think they're actually kind of cheap now. I know I saw this one friggin' laser engraver. It's like maybe like a little bit bigger than like a pickle jar lid, and it connects to your phone, and it sits on a stand, and you just kind of hang it up.
Yeah, I've seen that thing.
They're like $200 or $300.
That's not bad. No. That's about like the new 3D printers.
Yeah, which is insane. Those were thousands of dollars.
I know. Remember that? Like 5 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, technology is a crazy thing.
I wish computers would do that.
No, we need those. They're not going to let us have those for cheap.
Yeah, that's true. Except for the crappy ones we got at Walmart.
Right?
That can hardly keep a live stream going.
I know, right?
Like,
I mean, this one is school issue. They gave it to me at the end of the year because I needed a new one. So, like, I don't even know what the hell this thing is. It's some kind of Dell something.
Oh, enough said. Dell.
Yeah.
We've had lots of luck, Dell.
All I do is I use it for attendance and stuff. That's it. Attendance and emails.
That might almost be pushing it.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't want to run a YouTube video for sure. Oh. Yeah, that'd make me pull my fucking hair out, man. That would drive me insane.
Yeah, so
you could hit it with a hammer. That might help.
Yes.
Yeah, the Russian method might work, yeah.
That's what I do, man. Anytime something doesn't work, I just smash it.
Yep.
Olympic would love that.
Russian components, American components, all made in Taiwan.
Yes.
You'll get that a lot from us as movie and TV show references.
I love it, man.
As you know.
Do you have any other questions?
Well, the big one I usually ask at the end of streams is like, what you got going in the future, and that was pretty much, your big Sparta shop. What was the name?
Yeah.
What were we going to call it again?
I'm going to call it the Iron Will Gallery.
The Iron Will Gallery.
I love that.
Yeah,
that is awesome.
Because it has been a giant pain in the ass the whole way, and only by the strength of will it actually come to fruition.
So yeah, people in your area, keep an eye out for that.
Yep. If you are in the Middle Tennessee area, find me on Facebook or Instagram at The Angry Ironsmith. Keep an eye out for all my posts pertaining to the Iron Will Gallery, hopefully coming to you at the end of this year, at the latest, beginning of next year.
All right on. And those links will be in the description as well. So
yes.
All y'all watching will be able to go down there and click me.
Right down there, you can click on the links in the description and find everything you need to know about me. Thanks for having me. I appreciate the effort that you guys have gone through to get me here and working with my stupid schedule and shitty internet. I really do appreciate what you guys are doing. You guys are awesome.
Oh, thank you very much. We really appreciate that. And
no problem.
That's one of the reasons why I try to leave the schedule as perhaps not clear, but as fluid as possible.
It's the best way to do it, man. Yep. You just got to be like water.
Yep. Flow like a river.
Good.
You got it.
Flow like a river, wax on, wax off.
Right?
Well, yeah, man. Thank you for joining us, and great having you.
Absolutely. You can always give me a call back, man. Always. Yep. It's been a pleasure. Once again, thank you for having me on your show. I really do appreciate it. Send me a link and stuff when you get it all set and ready to go, and I'll plaster it all over Facebook.
Yeah, thanks again, man. Wrap up.
All right, guys. Have a good night.